Recorded live from Stockton, California, this is Jammin' with the Best.
Hello, hello, hello.
Boys,
Episode 100.
Boom.
we made it.
Yeah.
Woo!
Don't know how.
We barely made it.
Barely.
Say that much. We just finished the weekly.
Yeah, you guys barely made it. I've been
Yep.
here. I was about to start talking about myself.
Wednesdays is our local weekly. I think we can say officially that nighttime golf is back. Like
Yes.
evening golf.
Yeah. We're big fans of
It's
Wednesdays.
my favorite time of year.
It is.
Right when the time changes, which will never happen again, apparently.
I guess not.
Nope.
I'm fine with that.
That'd be cool.
I'm okay
Maybe.
with that too.
It hasn't officially passed yet, I don't think. It's
So
gotta
are
go
we
through-
are we permanently on daylight savings time though?
Yep.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
Okay.
So it's going to be like, what is
Normal.
it? No, the winter's
For the
going to be
whole
crazy,
year.
right? It's going to be hella dark in the morning.
What about our friends in
Yeah.
Arizona and Hawaii that don't like participate?
They're on our time, I'm pretty sure.
They've done fine.
They've
we
been
on
doing
their
this.
time?
long time.
Well, we're on their time, now.
Yeah.
We're on their time.
Okay, I'll allow it.
We got Sepp in the house watching.
Yep.
Uncle Pizza, which I'm guessing is
That's
Richard
Rich.
Correa, yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Nice.
Hey, Rich.
We got Stanley out in Tyler, Texas. So
Nice.
hi,
Yeah. Shout out
Stanley.
What's up, Stanley?
the road show, Stanley and Greg out there.
Doing
Yeah.
work.
This beer's for you guys.
Yeah. What are you guys drinking?
Blaker Dankin. What was
Ooh.
it? Dank in the box.
I got the
Coast
dank in the
IPA?
box right
West
now.
Coast IPA. Yeah.
Super good.
Yeah, that's the 5 tap.
Yeah.
Would you go with, Jer?
Same thing. That dank.
So I went sour. I went the one in the middle.
It's a good one. I just had
Sour
pizza though,
babies.
and this sounded a little bit better.
And there's
You do got the great beer cup though.
Dude, this was last minute. I had Kyle count me down. I said, "How much time do we have?" He goes, 20 seconds. I grabbed the first glass I could see.
That's my at-home
And
beer
poured-
cup right there.
Yeah. I poured until we had about 9 seconds left.
Nice.
Pushed the tap handle. I think I got, I don't know, about 60% of the cup full.
That just means early break for Danny.
Yeah.
Yep, that's all right. Sam and Jer got paired up
Yeah.
Lost.
in
I
the
heard.
random draw doubles.
We tie.
No, we lost.
They just didn't
What?
win.
We did not
Oh, yeah,
win.
we didn't win.
Which
I
is
guess.
a fat L.
Yeah.
Like
Who tied with you?
Danny and fucking
Danny and
And
Anthony.
Ant, yeah. That's right. That's the right reaction.
We
I love
started
you,
out
Ant.
so fire. We missed the first dumb hole.
Yeah, we missed the easy hole right off
Then
the
we
bat.
went
But
like
then we
Stop
went
starting off
seven
fire.
in a row.
Then we
No, we missed one and then hit like
But it's the
7
easy
or 8.
one.
Yeah, I know.
It's doubles. You should hit 7 or 8.
We started off slow. We missed
did
4
it
out of the first
twice.
6.
yeah.
We started off real slow.
We had 3 pars in a row to finish, right?
4?
4 in a row maybe.
You guys said 17, 18, and 1.
Just hold
I don't know about 16.
We missed 16 too, 4 in a row.
Hey, you know what, though? We all win because the weekly is back.
Weekly is so back.
That's nice. I don't know what the weather's like with our friends in, like, Michigan area.
Probably
Bad.
cold.
Barham would know.
Barham's playing Fortnite no builds all day right now.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
That's
what was
controversial.
today though? 86?
Dude, when I got in the car, it
was
said
hot.
90, but it was hot.
I
hot
turned the
black
air
car.
conditioner on when you guys left.
Yeah. It was hot.
I started sweating in here.
It was definitely warm in
Yeah.
here.
Felt good.
It's too cold when I leave my house to wear shorts right now though. Like I'd have to put up with a little bit of discomfort for the first couple hours, but I think it's getting to the point where I
You
probably
should get some
will.
tights, dude.
Yeah. I absolutely should have done that years ago.
It's coming to disc golf
This was
soon.
the
It's
first
style.
morning where I wore shorts on the way to work. And I've been riding my bike to work, which has been great.
Yeah.
I love living 2.5 miles away from work. But
I'm
yeah,
jealous of that.
it was just nice enough to finally wear shorts and not a sweatshirt, which I have been doing, and then being miserable in the afternoon.
It's
But
supposed to rain next week.
Really?
that makes sense.
So
how
I
it
heard.
works.
When I checked yesterday, at least. Who knows? Who knows?
That's good. I got to redo my whole front yard this weekend.
Ew.
You got
Yeah.
you got it put off this long though. So
We got
I know. I did.
It's
got
getting
40s
hot too.
40s and rainy over here in Indiana and Michigan.
That'll be good for our new plants. We got to repot
Yeah.
some stuff. So
We got a lot of people in the house. Matt Weaver, Ryan Pilcher.
Nice.
nice.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Hey,
Yeah.
episode 100.
Episode- the
Every
second-
single
100.
person I've ever talked to said, you guys will not make it. And I said, you're right. But here we are.
I remember, like young school years, you would celebrate the 100th day of school. At least we did.
Oh, I never did that.
Nah, same.
It was early, like kindergarten, first grade, or
I
whatever.
think we did that, and then we started like counting down, like, oh, we got 50 days left.
Yeah.
See, I couldn't count that high until college. So that's probably why.
I didn't pay attention that much until even after college. It's like just fucking next day.
Yeah,
Let's go.
episode 100. So we started was it like March
I can check.
2019, if I had to guess?
I think it was 2019.
Because this is only the second time we've done live. And the first time we did it was, I think, episode
It's
7.
Technically my third time because I did it with Greg at Cast Iron.
Oh, yeah,
with
Greg and Luke.
That's right.
But that was a different podcast. This is the second time with Jammin. The first time we had Crash
Yeah, first time we had Crash
at
and like
SFO.
9 guests,
And-
I think.
And what a freaking gallery you had there.
Shit show.
Dude, for that Ace, too.
Yeah,
The
I
big
was,
Ace
we
pod?
were all drunk.
Yeah, well, wow.
No idea what you were
Dude, there
doing.
was
How many
there was-
episodes were we not?
I stepped off. I stepped off because I was like had to pee really bad and I was like drunk, and plus Matt Bell and them were Matt Bell and Barsby. I think
Bell and
were on.
Barsby, yeah.
And I stepped off, and then someone's like, "Hop back in there," and I'm like,
You
And
gotta wait.
then I definitely
Yeah.
stepped back in when you were Crash.
I
Bounced.
think I'd bounced out because, dude, we went like 3 hours strong there.
Yeah, it was crazy.
We were so green, too. Like,
We were
there was
terrible at it.
We had 6 episodes under our belt, and we were both playing that weekend.
Yeah.
We bit off so much. We played I think I played like 980 golf. You were like maybe 940-ish.
Yeah, I was
and
bad.
our podcast was like 920.
Yeah, I was bad.
But if you like
with some
go
1,000
back,
rated guests.
Oh,
though.
it's
Yeah.
1050 guests.
if you go
yeah.
back and re-listen to those, they're pretty good episodes. I remember listening to them like 5 months after because I
Same.
wasn't really a podcast guy for a while, and then I remember listening to them later. I was like, oh, this is a good episode.
Oh, those are our guests are good.
Yeah, we got carried.
That's all that matters.
It's a good podcast.
So this
Half
is
the time.
our first episode ever. We called it episode 0.1.
Okay.
It was prior because we weren't exactly sure what we were doing. Like, this is the preview episode. April 2nd, 2019. It was 8 minutes and 52 seconds.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh,
It was a short introduction.
apparently, yeah. I think that was probably just a pure intro. Huh?
Yeah. And then episode 1 was Brackets and McJordan,
I remember that.
April 4th.
That's still like I feel a very respectful nickname at least.
McJordan?
I think he liked it. It's obviously Paul Macbeth, and I think we were just calling him Paul McJordan because he was changing the game. That was right after a little bit after we moved into the shop. It was like October.
The Kong / Zeus dropped.
Right.
The
Yeah.
Luna.
Yeah,
That went big.
coming out with his own line of discs. I mean, I think that move made huge waves, and we've talked about it before, and I'm sure we'll talk about it again. But like I think Paul knew what that move meant for the sport, and if he was with Discraft for the 6-7 years before that, he would have gone to Innova. I think it was the move made the difference. It also helped that Innova was very much on top at that point, and now it's like a solid argument of who's on top. I think there's a few brands in the mix, but it was what I think beginning of 2019. It was that 2018-2019 off season he made the move, and Discraft was definitely clearly behind Innova, and maybe even like a DD or a trilogy at that point too.
And then they started pumping out
Yeah.
those swirls.
Yeah, and then Page the next off season, just pulling in 4-time, 5-time champs.
Yeah. And they keep pulling in like solid, like Dickerson,
I think Dickerson's a huge
USDGC.
move
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, and like Dickerson rolling right into that, took down Belton this weekend.
He's playing great. He's on both my fantasy teams.
Yeah.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah. Dude, he's so good. And I don't know if it's purely like this contract that he has now with Discraft versus Prodigy, which Prodigy is paying players. So I don't think that's, it's not a shot at them. But like the contract that he has with Discraft now, I think is what's giving him the freedom to be able to travel, him and his wife Brittany, and go to all of these tour stops. Like he hasn't traditionally gone to Vegas and the Texas swing. And now we're seeing what his like obviously incredible game can do on the whole tour.
Yeah.
I hope he somehow gets into OTB Open.
Yeah, that's right. He's not signed
Yeah.
up yet.
No.
All All right, Christopher.
Come on, man.
We
Bring
need to
it.
get that
Dropping
out.
the ball.
Bring
Haven't
it.
seen that same shirt either, too. I wonder if, like, obviously it had a Prodigy thing on
Are
it.
you talking about
It's
the
like-
red
Dude, the tablecloth.
the tablecloth? Yeah, the tablecloth shirt.
Yep.
Dude, he's rocking it. Like, he
Nice.
was Sunday champ. If he's on, like, Chase or Chase, like, he's making a run on Sunday
Yeah.
traditionally in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then if he's on lead card Sunday, like, you know he's going to be putting in work. Especially in that tablecloth. Like, he's so good in that fucking red and black checkered.
Hey, Kyle, I don't know if you saw that, but that camera was being weird. All right. Just let you know. So if that camera goes out, then
Come on, camera.
sorry, guys.
Get your shit together.
Hey, you know what? We're trying. We knew it was
Yeah.
going to be a little bit of a leap.
Yeah, I mean, it's
And-
going good. We've had issues with that camera. Something about that camera. It'll like flash every now and then.
Yeah.
Watching
Flash
you, bud.
black.
Aaron and Kyle, though, have put in a lot of work during the
trying.
week on trying to figure out exactly how to run all the, and Stanley too.
Yeah, Stanley.
Like previously, very much so before they went on tour.
It's a whole different animal going live with video.
Well, you guys have some experience with that, at least with the Twitch.
Yeah. We don't. We just use like a regular old USB camera though.
Yeah.
and it's way different than this with the switcher.
Mm.
That's where these cameras are a little bit nicer. We got to dial them in better.
Nicer but more complex.
Yeah. Yes. And I'm not a camera guy. Kyle's not a camera guy.
No, we're good at very few things in life, and moving discs.
Ooh,
is
happy
really-
birthday, Dave's here.
That's up there.
What's up, HBD? Moving discs is about all we're good at, probably, like on the clock and off the clock.
It's true.
So you start getting into secondary, tertiary, like qualities, and it gets
Yeah.
real tough.
pick
So the
things up
fact that
and
this
put
is
things
still
down.
working is a godsend.
Yeah, we're live on the internet talking. People can hear us. They can see us in some capacity.
Yeah, and I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
sorry about every part of that. But you signed up for this. You clicked on it. So now
Yeah,
you're
you
here.
did. So, man, those the post office has been having a rough time around here,
Yeah.
dude. It's like the third day in a row they showed up with like full trucks, 2 people, and they're like, "Yeah, all of our trucks are broken down."
What time did they roll through today?
It wasn't too late, not like the other day.
Yeah,
The other day they rolled at like 6 something almost, and
Monday?
yeah, on Monday, and it was interesting. They had a very very full truck.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Monday's our busiest outgoing because we've got Sunday and Monday and like half of Saturday, really. So it's like 2.5 days usually are going out on Monday. That
Yeah.
you know, that's assuming we catch up, which I think we do probably like 50% of the time. Depends, but
Most of the time now, it took a couple of weeks once we had some fresh heads in the front end of the shop, but now they're flying clean. And thank you, Phil. We're running on kind of a new system on pulling,
Yeah.
which has gotten us much more efficient and accurate, which is all in all awesome.
yeah,
Shout out, Phil.
Speaking of
it was
awesome,
handy.
we got a Masters Cup TD watching.
Oh,
Matt Beatty,
I promise I want to play Masters Cup.
dude, those galactic pigs too.
Oh, so sick.
I'm curious, and maybe he can chime in the chat. Are they stiff or do they have some flex to them? I'm curious. I know he's been posting them up. I kind of hope
Stiff
they're
pig?
stiff. Dude, the galactic is so pretty too.
Mhm. It's gorgeous.
Is it gonna?
I guess
thought-
that would feel like one of those like Casey animals that have been
Right,
coming out. Like
yeah, it
like
was
super
just-
stiff with a little
Yeah.
dome.
I
I
was
hope
thinking
not,
that.
but, like,
Flat.
yeah, a flat one would be
and
sweet.
not grippy as fuck. Like the R Pro
Yeah.
is.
See, I like the grippy.
I don't have a problem with it, but
I don't
it
want a
would be-
KC style plastic. I want on like a pig or a
I do
Harper.
though. I'd
It
like
would-
to try
yeah.
it at least.
It'd be
Yeah.
really
I don't.
unique. Like I haven't seen.
I know
People
these
love
are.
it. the CT zone is that.
Yeah, it is for sure. The CT zone is.
And I tried it and I didn't love it. Ooh, Matt says very stiff.
They're
Ooh,
XT
nice.
plastic, so they're probably still pretty grippy.
Okay.
Yeah,
very
for sure.
stiff, he says.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, check out Dollar Disc Golf Auctions on Facebook, and Matt Beatty's throwing up pairs of galactic pigs right now.
And some sick Halo rocks, right?
Oh yeah, he does have Halo
What?
rocks, and I think Halo Mako 3s.
We
The
don't-
black
I want
center.
those.
Yeah,
They're
I want those.
nasty.
they're super nasty.
Yeah, I mean you're gonna have to pay a pretty penny, but it's going to a good cause, and you're getting gorgeous discs. Innova always
Yeah.
throwing down with
Shout out Masters
beautiful
Cup.
discs.
Yeah, that new run of Calvin Destroyers that we got is just
They're
Goddamn,
so
beautiful.
pretty,
They're so
not
good.
overstable. I don't know if
No.
Jerry, you saw that.
No, they.
He told me, and
Yeah.
I was
I
wondering
said the same
'cause
thing. I said the same thing.
Yeah,
You did.
They
You called it.
They
Yeah.
they feel like so overstable and weird that they're like,
They're-
oh, I
to
don't know
me-
if they're
to me,
if
you
I'm gonna
look
get
at-
got
You
on
look at that
these.
edge, like the PLH looks high,
The underside.
Yeah,
but like that, it's flat.
yeah,
Which is like
It's not
like those
aggressive.
Ricky destroyers.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
But yeah.
Where if it was more curved, like those 4-time Macbeths back in the
Yeah.
day, were like super curved, like a Firebird almost.
We'll toss in some pictures and posts so, you can see what we're talking
Yeah.
about. But
that's what we were talking about.
I
with
think
the
you can
Falcor.
describe
Yeah.
it.
and they're nice and stiff too compared to
are.
the other run of Halo destroyers.
They're super. That's the reason why I liked them. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, this plastic's stiff and
Yeah.
amazing.
yeah.
Yeah, I loaded
Useful
them
disc.
all today. Pretty stiff, pretty domey on all of them.
Yeah.
Like pushing the edge of pretty domey to like almost very domey.
Some of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Stan-
Gorgeous though.
Stanley goes, I just hooped with Calvin an hour ago.
Nice.
Nice.
Calvin's a kid.
Dude,
Who's got the
Stanley's
better
living the-
shot?
Was
Yeah,
it-
Greggy
was he
Biscuits
u-
was watching too. He says hi. So hi, Greggy Biscuits.
Greggy.
Was he using his putter for his free throws?
I
Yeah.
don't, probably.
I bet he's better.
Dude,
with
they're
this.
living the life right now.
That shit's wild.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I hope they're having fun. I hope you guys are having fun out
Yeah,
there.
Me too.
I hope so too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for those that don't know, Stanley and Greg are touring on the road.
Yep.
Setting up shop, OTB Roadshow.
Full time guys here. Stanley's doing, I think, some filming, but for sure some editing for GK
Yep.
Pro.
He can let you know in the chat. So,
yeah, dodging tornadoes.
if
out
you're
there.
watching
Yeah.
live.
Doing well.
Oh, yeah. See, Haley turned around because of tornadoes and didn't come.
Really?
Yeah.
She was coming from like Wisconsin, from
I
home, or
don't, I
what?
don't know. She's mentioned something about New Orleans. I didn't exactly get where she was coming
They-
from.
She just moved somewhere in this off season.
Charlotte, right?
Oh, Charlotte with
Yes.
Kay Jones.
I think
They're not living
everyone moved to
together,
Charlotte
but,
this
yeah.
year.
Nice. Dude, that would be like, I feel like if you're one of the folks on tour and you're traveling around in the van, say it's your second, third, fourth year on tour and you're used to most of the stops, and maybe you have a week or two in between stops, I think you're probably traveling a little bit off the path and kind of just checking out new things. That's got to be one of like the low key best things about being on
Yeah.
tour, traveling around in the van still and not flying in and out, which some of these
Yep.
guys and girls are, but just being able to go a little bit off the beaten path and check out something new, some new part of the U.S.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
a lot of them are into the rock hunting and
Mhm.
Yeah.
climbing now. People
Bunch
are
of
getting into
nerds.
climbing.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
they are a
always
bunch
some kind
nerds.
of hot springs or national forest or something that you can take a 4-hour detour on your way somewhere.
I mean,
still get there.
Paul and them were doing all those escape rooms
Yeah, that's
everywhere they
right.
went.
Escape rooms are
That was
I
super
want
fun.
to try that. I still haven't done
Super
one.
fun.
I've only done a couple of them, and it was in Orlando, Florida. And I feel like because of all the money in there for tourists and stuff, they go hard. And like it's not just some random room where you're doing a handful of puzzles. It's like a whole set of rooms that you're
Yes.
traveling through
Yes.
to get to the end of this.
I've
fucking
done one of each, and they're
maze.
both fun, but
Man,
the more like in-depth ones are so much
I am
fun.
a fan.
I want to
Yeah.
try one.
They're great.
They're sweet.
I'll
Oh,
do that.
There's one in Lincoln Center.
Yeah.
Where yeah.
Really?
Is it good?
It's one of the lower end ones, but it's so cool. There's axe
Sure.
throwing next to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Oh, I
axe
wanna
throwing
do
guys are
axe
disc
throwing.
golfers.
Want to do axe throwing?
Yeah,
a lot.
need to reach out to them.
So we got a few people got shouted here. Sean Fisherman in the house.
Ooh.
Oh,
Putting in
what's up,
work.
man?
Putting in
dude.
work on the OTB course.
All sorts of
Redneck Thumper.
yes, sir.
Stephen Young says, "Cheers to 100 episodes."
yeah.
Thank you, Stevie.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Sep says someone needs to have a YouTube food side hustle.
I
Food
mean,
reviews.
I'll eat this pizza
I
right
will-
now.
Ooh,
Ooh, he does have
We
pizza.
do have pizza.
Yeah.
we do.
Thank you, Aaron.
I'm
Yeah,
all about
I figured
That's
that.
clutch.
I figured you guys, everyone would be hungry. I was getting hungry.
Yeah.
You guys just played, so you could definitely be hungry.
We do
And
have,
like, I wanted everyone to not like, oh, I gotta get food. I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, that's
Need you
thinking
guys
ahead.
here.
Thinking ahead.
we do a lot of hot sauce. I mean, you've been buying hot sauce and stuff. We would probably get
Oh,
into
yeah.
that.
I've been trying to get
Ooh.
into that. I
Ooh.
want to make a OTB hot sauce still.
Yeah.
That
We've
would
had
be
a couple
fun
things fall
collaboration.
through, but
The beer's going to come first, apparently.
Yeah.
yeah.
Woo.
That's super exciting.
OTB open beer. Shout out to Morgan and Blaker
Blakers.
and High Water.
High Water.
They're all
Mhm.
great.
Yeah.
Dude, we have like probably the three biggest breweries in the area. I don't know
Yeah.
Blaker's size versus like a five
Blaker's
window or
growing.
Lodi
They just
beer.
signed a good distribution deal, and like they are growing for sure. So
So I would say that it's probably the biggest brewery in Tracy, Ceres, and Lodi,
Yep.
which is like basically the three big surrounding
valley.
towns for whatever it's worth. And we got the top brewery from each of them to all collaborate, which they haven't ever done before.
No, Jake's definitely Blaker's collaborated with High Water before, and High Water's collaborated with Morgan before.
Yep, but never all
But
three.
never all three, and never Jake and Morgan.
Yeah. No, and that's so cool. And
Yeah.
it's like it's all our friends, and we knew they know each other. Like it's a small, tight knit community, kind of like disc golf. The whole like brewer scene seems to be like that.
Yeah.
And kind of very similar vibes of very welcoming and let's all get better together. One of the things I love is that any retailer that hits us up and asks for any type of intel, we give it to them. Like I'm helping anybody that's on the way up, and I'm asking questions of the people that I feel like, we have a lot to learn from. And so to see all three of these guys get together and collaborate on a beer, I cannot wait to see what
be
we're
pretty
drinking
good.
way too many
Yeah.
in May.
Should be pretty good.
Masters Cup's getting a special edition beer too.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Hop of the world.
Okay, that's
He
great.
doesn't say from who though.
So we need to name ours. Obviously,
We don't. Yeah, we need to name ours still.
Something to do with a fox.
yeah, it could be Fox. Like people keep trying to push the OTB like lettering, and I don't think
Yeah.
it needs to be
I
forced
don't
into
either.
that.
I think that's just natural though.
Yeah, but there are opportunities there. We
I
thought
like
about
the
just
Fox.
calling it.
I haven't
the-
even thought about the Fox
yeah.
yet. I like that one.
The best thing, and it's terrible, is just the on tap beer because it is OTB.
On
It's
tap.
like,
yeah.
what do you
Yeah.
take? I'll take
On-tap
the on tap beer.
Yeah.
The beer that's on tap. Yeah, I'll take that one.
We should have like whenever we have a brewery, just have a super basic like Pilsner.
Yeah, it's just always on
On-tap beer.
tap.
Yep.
So somebody comes in, it's like, I'll take 2 beers. It's like, that's the one they're getting. You see that in all the movies and the TV shows. Like, let me get 2 beers. I'm over here like, what beers are you ordering? Like, the bars I go to, they need a little bit more information than
Yeah.
that.
Either that or they need better bars. 'Cause
Sure,
if they have
like-
one beer on tap.
Hey,
that's
I'm not
just the
hating.
beer.
If you're drinking that Bud White, you're drinking that Coors, you got the banquet beer, that's all
We
right.
got some banquet beer in there.
We do. I'm not hating on it.
That's Jake. So Jake, being a brewer of some really good beer, loves himself like a Miller Genuine Draft. A
Well,
Miller
that's
High
why
Life.
he's got that Blaker lit.
Yeah, Blaker Lit, dude. That's what a name, right?
Yeah. Well, and it's basically just like a Bud Light.
It's Blaker Light. They
Okay.
just changed it to Blaker Lit.
Yeah. Because it's 2022, and why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah, why not? Exactly.
Jake's hip. You know?
I don't think Jake
Super
named that
cool.
one.
Well,
I don't know who does the naming of them all. If Jake names them,
I don't
I
know.
wonder if it's kind of thought up,
All
kind of like we're
certain
thinking
people.
up the name of our beer.
Yeah, I have a feeling
Random
it's very,
conversation.
very similar process.
Organic.
Rich says he can't believe I haven't argued with anyone yet. He said, "Argue, please."
Ah, boo. Oh, it'll happen.
It'll happen eventually. As soon as someone says something kind of dumb.
Throwing
The louder Aaron
smooth.
gets, the wronger he is.
Is that true?
I'm waiting for the
but I was
subject that I can take it on the longest. Rich. Just hold on. Just wait.
Hey, it's the 100th episode. We got to have some civility here,
Yeah.
just for a little while.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna. Who knows how long this is gonna go on? I have to hold things together.
If you want more distance, just curl your wrist
And throw
and
some
get all the spin in the world
Danny
on it.
definitely knows how to egg it on, though.
I 100% do it on purpose.
Oh, I know everyone that does. I know Sammy does it on purpose.
Here's a question, and I thought about. I don't know if I brought this.
I
up
like
earlier.
arguing with you. two,
Sometimes-
though. Or you two. I don't. Really
Sometimes I
argue
do
with
it on
Sammy.
purpose, and then sometimes I do it on accident. And I'm like, no.
I just,
And then it's like, and then you get to a point, it's like, I don't care anymore, and he's still going.
I just love riding the gray line. Even like I'm a devil's advocate moron.
We have a
I can't
belong in
help
here.
it. Hey, belong. Nice nipples.
We
have
did
nice
see his
names.
nipple.
Keep going, Sammy.
All right.
Or
Oh,
not.
that's HBD.
I
Oh,
do have a question though. It's
that
like,
wasn't Rich. That was HBD that said that.
you guys will be good to answer this. What is gonna go farther, an overstable disc that you kind of crank on, or a flippy disc that you drop a hyzer flip?
Belong's trying to
Flippy,
interrupt
the
this
hyzer
right
flip.
here.
You think so?
I think it's I think it's a neutral stability thrown hard enough to act somewhat flippy.
Sure.
Honestly, I think.
But that wasn't part
hit
of that.
It wasn't. So
have no
out of
clue.
the two, what travels further? I don't know.
I think
I feel
pros will
the
want to
flippy.
throw. Yeah, probably. But I think you're blocking all sorts of shit Be long.
Sit down, B-Long.
Sit down and shut up. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna start arguing with B.
I was gonna say, there you go, Rich.
That wasn't Rich. That was HBD.
Oh, there
HBD.
you go.
I got the
HBD.
name wrong because none of the names are actually their names, so I gotta like
Nice.
try to remember them.
Yeah.
What do you think, Double? Flippy disc, dropped on a hyzer and full flex.
I think potentially
How
that's
how
the furthest.
overstable are we talking about?
I think potentially that is the furthest way you can throw a disc, but pros will say something stable because
Because they have just ungodly power.
they can throw it like hard as they can without fear of it like rolling.
Sure.
and
Yeah.
I
flipping.
guess the question is throwing it starting on Anheuser or starting it on Hyzer and turning in.
Well, I mean, it's scientifically it's starting it on a hyzer, and you're getting
That
the
has to
full
be.
flight
So
of the disc.
How
but
how stable are we talking? Because
so
you said
let's
overstable.
let's talk our power.
Yeah.
Like 450, 550 in that range. Like not elite.
I have
elite.
never thrown 550.
No, I know. I was being generous.
on
And it's
that-
for these guys. They have gentle
I know,
egos. I
yeah.
couldn't not say. I can't stop at 450, and they'll be like, "Whoa, whoa."
Whoa!
I feel like on the right throw on
I think
a
Danny
Wraith, I can throw it as far as a destroyer, like starting it and having it fall in and go. But it is so much easier and more reliable to throw a destroyer hard and have it turn into the
Yeah.
angle than
Yes.
it is to throw a Wraith on Hyzer and have it hit that perfect line.
Yeah, that's kind of
Now,
my
that's
that's
but
my
I think
feeling
they can
also.
go as far, but the Wraith being a slower speed tells me like if I throw a fucking Shrike or
Yeah.
a flippy destroyer
Yeah,
and
like-
hit that same line, it should go farther, but
I
it's
wanna-
touchy.
If I'm throwing pure
So-
distance, I'm throwing flippy.
Where's
Yeah.
the OB on the hole? Where do you want to be on the hole?
Yeah,
That's
there's
my
a lot
question.
of, and I just feel like in tournament play, I don't do that all the time.
Even on a
No.
flippy disc, like you could put it in hyzer flip up to where like a distance shot would be. You know,
that's,
like,
no, that's what I'm saying. If you have it a hyzer, you have more time for the disc to do its whole whole flight.
yeah.
Rather than this. They can't hear you, Belong. We're live on the internet.
If you want to come talk, this is a good mic to come do it.
There's a camera behind you though, so watch out.
Don't watch out too much, though. We want to see your beautiful.
I was
back
curious
of your
though.
head.
Something I thought about is like, what does end up going farther? Something kind of overstable and just like forced over and ripped on. And I think there is something to like the predictability of overstable discs.
I think that's why Nico loves it.
Is easy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like,
and
'cause
he does
just-
it very well.
He does it very well, but I think if he threw some flippy, he'd probably throw further.
Well, and you look at, I think Calvin Heimberg is starting to get his distance up into that elite level. Not to say he ever
he
threw a
throws
short,
laser beams.
Yeah.
bro.
but right,
His
but
distance
like
Better
is
than
so
anyone.
underrated.
what's that hole at Belton that you jump through? It's a par four.
It's hole
real
4,
narrow.
I think.
Yeah,
And then it
and
drops
he
off.
based it
Yeah.
on that's up on the hill, and he threw a fucking laser
Oh,
with
yeah.
that Calvin destroyer.
Oh, that's I
And it
think
was-
like hole 6, but yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was never more than fucking 5
Feet
to
off the air,
8
just
feet off the
Little
ground.
headwind too.
Yep.
That was nasty.
Yep.
Shot of one of the shots of the year.
Gotta
I think
be.
so
and
far.
then thank God he made the putt because that
Yeah.
was a gnarly headwind into that uphill.
Yeah,
20
you're looking
footer.
straight up at it. And yeah, he dialed.
Yeah.
He was a little like sour, I think, before then. Like he hides it
was.
well. He eats his emotions really well.
Yeah.
But like he hit that putt and you could tell he was happy. People are cheering. He's like, hey, yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Like, I did fucking pimp.
Yeah, it's great seeing pros be impressed with themselves
Sure.
on some shots because you know it happens.
Dude, my favorite shot this year is Paul's forehand on 17.
So good. Waco,
Waco.
third round.
Bro,
Disgusting.
the
Or
second
sickest-
round?
Like
Yeah.
not a good tee.
Out of
shot.
position.
And they're just like he's lining it up and they're like, is he cutting the corner?
Yeah.
That
I was
was
like,
stupid.
it's so crazy. Just like he threw it and like there's the distance control.
That's so much distance control and like trust with the disc.
yeah.
He
Yeah.
did make it look easy. His forehand is incredibly smooth and just travels. I think he just has a ton of core strength, and he's built his whole form and strength behind his shot to just send shit.
Well, and he's
Yeah.
the
That look
greatest
good,
to ever
making
play
it
our
look
game.
I've been saying
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
got a super
I agree.
underrated. Like I think he needs to throw his forehand more, anyways.
just like Rick.
Like his forehand to me is like top 5 easy, like top 3 probably.
Dude, like almost everything in his game is top 5 easy and
Yeah.
kind of gets forgot about. Like
Yeah.
Calvin has sneaky distance, so does Paul.
Paul
Yeah.
has.
Is
great
it his funky form that you like think people like maybe don't think about it because it looks like he
Nah.
maybe it's not as
Nah.
doesn't look as
No.
natural.
It's
fine.
it's you know how like MVP in basketball is voter fatigue. It's like
Yeah.
it's just fatigue of watching Paul be the best
Okay.
every year. Same thing. Like nobody mentions like for a long time nobody mentioned LeBron and things. They're just like, oh, it's someone else. It's someone else's
Yeah.
time.
He's supposed to do
He's
that.
supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Someone else's time. And now it's Giannis. Like everyone's forgetting about Giannis.
Yeah.
And, like Paul's and Ricky. Like they're kind of doing the same thing with all these people. Like
Yeah.
just it's all everyone. Even myself. Like Eagle.
When you
But,
look
like,
for the next storyline,
Super recency bias.
yeah.
And
Look
stuff.
for
Yeah.
the next storyline, the recency bias, when they've just been there and they're in that top 10 conversation at every single freaking tournament. And like, no normal people do that. Like it takes a incredible.
Paul has 160
Superstar.
1070 rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just stupid. That stat.
What
alone
was
is
the
just
next best?
ridiculous.
Like,
I didn't even see the next best.
no,
It
they
was
just
like-
had the rest of the
They
card.
just had the rest of the card.
oh, okay.
and it was like 3
And
rounds.
it was like 3
Or
for,
Sexton told his, and he had like 37.
Yeah.
That's still a lot.
Yeah.
Like that's still so good. 1070. That's not
crazy.
easy. No one averages that. The highest-
Basically one person does that a weekend.
yeah. Paul was rated 1060 once, right? That's the highest
Yep.
someone's ever been rated. So that's the highest
Yeah.
average ever. Yeah. And I mean, you got to be dropping a bunch of 1070 plus if you're going to.
It does seem to be stopping right there at 1060 top, and then it was at 10. They were all at 1054, and now they've
I want to
dropped
like
and gone.
check the rating and like I don't understand enough about like the algorithm itself to really have a
I know everyone
a
else
choice.
has caught up to like the
think
1010,
that's part of it.
1020 or whatever.
Oh, I think there's
But-
more better players now.
for sure. But
Yeah.
as far as like the peak, like 1060, like
We say that now.
Well,
we do.
Here's
Yeah,
one
yeah,
like
for sure.
obviously I think we can all agree across the board that like the rating system isn't perfect.
No.
No,
But the sport has advanced so much in the last 2 years
Mm-hmm.
and the last 10 years. You know, look at like Disc Golf Pro Tour has been on the scene since like 2017, basically, right in there. And there hasn't been any huge change to the rating system. And it's not something
that we know of.
Yeah,
And it does
I think we
show-
would know if it was major, but
That's true.
it does show consistency though. Like
It
it's
shows
not like
consistency to
terrible
me.
as far as like what you're doing.
So I
don't
think
think
what's going to
it's
change
too
the
far
rating
off.
system a lot is when these courses start getting a lot harder, and then there's going to be room for like gaps in the pros. Like there's like if courses get substantially harder, and the winning scores are 5 down, 4 down, and there's a bunch of people
Yeah.
shooting like 22 over one weekend.
yeah,
I could do
You know what I mean? Like that's gonna change the rating system, and there's gonna make like these striations. I think in the system. So you have like your upper echelon guys and some lower, and it'll like tier it out more. And like people will have chances to win everywhere depending on the course.
I think it'll have a lot to do with you have the top pros, the elite pros who are playing the Pro Tour all the time. Their rating is based off of almost solely those tournaments because that's all they're really playing. And then you have our rating,
Our rating,
which
yeah,
is based
I
off
mean,
of B tiers, A tiers,
our ratings aren't the greatest.
that kind of thing.
My ratings are gonna be terrible because I don't play enough tournaments.
But I was
Well,
even
not
thinking
just
too.
that,
That's
I'm just
almost
saying-
where it becomes more important. Like we look at the ratings of the top guys and girls,
Yeah.
but like I think that's where it becomes most relatable is when we're either comparing against each other or we're comparing against those players.
yeah.
But for them, it really doesn't affect anything. You know, they'll make discs if you get to 1060, 1050, you know, stuff like that. But like tiered signups, it doesn't matter for the top
No,
40
I
players. Like,
think
what
it-
is rating actually?
I think it matters
matter.
to some degree, like when people drop 1100 rated rounds.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
like that matters. Like whether people like big hole numbers, whether it's a good reason or not, people will fawn over them, and you get to like a number no one's ever been to before.
Like 100 podcast episodes.
100, baby. Yeah. So like people still like 1100 rated rounds and stuff. People like
Love them.
big
Yeah.
round numbers that are like that mean something. So
Yeah, I do
obviously
wonder.
Paul does that a lot more, but I do think like a 1020 guy can put down an 1100 round.
oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
People worse than that can put
Yeah, exactly.
1100
Once-
rated round.
Yeah,
rounds
once in
down.
a year, once in 3 years.
Once in a, yeah,
Yeah.
through a long time, but
And I think
Which is
I think
phenomenal.
there's also one thing the rating doesn't do is it doesn't measure ceiling.
Okay, so
Like-
like you mean a perfect round type of thing, like
No.
a perfect quarterback rating?
No, I'm talking about like a not even in individual rounds, but like so you can compare two 990 players. and one is just like he doesn't really shoot worse than a 970, doesn't really shoot better than a 1010.
Okay.
And he's 990 rated.
So it doesn't show consistency.
It shows
it's
consistency.
Just purely an average.
I think it shows consistency. It doesn't really all the time.
No, because that
But-
910, 1080 is.
Yeah, that's
still-
what I'm talking
yeah.
about. There's players that can shoot 1150s, but they'll shoot a 920 here and there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they'll shoot these worst rounds. And so you look at their rating, and you can't really always tell. And you'll see two people throwing, and they're like, "Oh, there's the same rating," and you're like, "What?"
Yeah.
Like that doesn't really.
Well, I know one thing.
It
When
happens
I,
more at the AM level.
When I
than-
played more tournaments, oftentimes when I was looking at the field and who was showing up, I would click on their name and see what their rating increase or decrease was over the last like 5 or 6 things, and say, are you on an upswing or are you on a downswing? And how does, like, if you're 980 but you were 950 4 months ago,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, you're starting to put shit together.
You're probably closer to
I
a
still
Less
think
thousand.
there's a
surprised
point.
if
I
they
still
drop
think there's a
1,000.
point. Like Drew's a perfect example for a long time. His rating didn't really change. It wasn't real high.
Or Luke. Right
Or
now.
Luke, but
Yeah.
but Drew to me, like you could see him and you'd be like, yeah, he's gonna kill it. Like he has potential to throw these crazy rounds down, and then you see other people that were rated similarly, and it's like, yeah, I don't really see it very
Kind
much.
of
That
like
was their ceiling.
kind of like
Yeah.
a Barella, like,
Yeah, Barella's
Barella's
ceiling
like that.
is like
Barella's
Super
ceiling
high.
is very
super high,
but he does struggle at times.
Yeah, he does. But like, so if you see, I'm not even talking to age. Like, just if you see someone that can throw down like a 1060, 1070 rated round, it's crazy. Like,
So-
you can ceilings and floors and things.
Right now, I'm calling out PDJ stats, Statmando,
Yep.
fake PDJ, real PDJ, any of them. Like, let's try to figure out, honestly, some better system. Like, we have enough data, I think, now, and everybody talks shit on the PDJ ratings. Like, let's figure out something better. There's enough smart people out there. Let's figure out, is there a better system than what is currently there, where you have to, obviously there's so many things in play on any given day when you're playing around. There's so much weather conditions that go into play. There's, different tee pads, different, tee locations, but that's easy enough to figure out, especially for an established course or something that's on tour. But is there a better way than using the propagators and however, those players play in relation to the other players in that basically bubble that day that determines the ratings? Is there something better out there?
Yeah, I think you start rating courses,
Yeah.
and the courses will have like.
You have like a person walk out to him and rate every hole or what?
No, like
mean-
UDisc has a ton of stats and a ton of data
Yeah.
right now.
You would have to. So like when the PGA Tour does it, they rate each hole based on things.
And they do I think they do like a wooded, like a 25% wooded or something like that. That the hole's like a little wooded, moderately wooded, like decently wooded.
Yeah, and then
something goes into
I think
that.
each pin position is also like rated to a degree.
And so it has a distance, obviously. Like that's
Yeah.
the easiest thing.
Is the distance?
But
They
Well,
definitely
what
have.
about, what about like a super wooded course and the distance?
and
isn't-
that's what I'm saying. And it's real tough. Like there could be a real wooded course that has a relatively easy hole. So it does get tough. And I think it probably is something to what you're saying, Aaron, of like you just need to go in and like fully rate each course that's gonna have like a B tier or above. There's enough motivated individuals at each place that you can get 100 people in there rating it on UDisc of like this is a 4, and it's like no, this one's a 2. It's pretty easy, even though it's 300 feet and it's kind of wooded, like it's a little downhill. Everyone hits this.
OTB Open, they're all 10s.
And and another thing to look at is like when you have the morning rounds and then the later rounds are windy as fuck.
Sure.
And they're all based on the same rating. I've shot a 10-20 round that I'm like, that was one of the best rounds I've ever put
Winds,
down.
They did actually put in weather, and they still. It's not. They don't. Their first round doesn't affect the second round's rating.
No, I'm saying within the same
Tee
first
time.
round.
Oh,
The
tee times, yeah.
Because
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And sometimes the morning is tougher. It's all wet,
Yeah.
and there's a little wind in the morning, and the
I hate
afternoon's
playing in the morning.
dry and calm. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we got Kelly Greenhoe in the chat.
KG.
KG.
What's up?
For those that can't see, we have B Long off stage talking left and right.
Yeah, if you hear a muffled voice, so you can't really hear what he's saying. That's the bearded man in the corner.
If it's important, we will relay.
Yeah.
He doesn't have much. It's true. But
I want to see that
He's
ratings.
qualified.
Everybody talks shit on it. What are you going to do about it?
True.
There's enough people that I think can parse through the statistics or at least come out with an ambiguous answer that can be applied to most courses. And maybe it is something like smaller baskets to get into something else that you debut on the Pro Tour.
Yeah.
That you kind of go, we know these like 15 courses really, really well. We're going to debut some new rating system on this where it is every hole is rated and, you know, the conditions certainly come into play and that has to be taken into account. But you have some great recognition of the course that you can pull something out other than just how did everybody shoot that day? And all right, well, you know, we'll spit out ratings, which I think was relatively complex and
I think
has worked pretty well.
I think the biggest thing is just ratings can get screwed up on when courses are really easy or really hard, or when, particularly in AM Pro mixed tournaments and AM shoot really hot.
Sure.
and I think
That screws ratings up.
And I think that happens mostly on too easy of a course.
Yes.
Too scoreable of a course. When it's too hard of a course, I think that's better than the opposite.
Oh, KG, I definitely understand what goes in the ratings and all the algorithm. I just don't agree because there's one you don't take in. KG's in here says I don't think you guys completely understand what all goes into ratings
KG, we
calculations.
don't understand much of anything.
True, but
But
I think when you're only rating the player against other players, you're not taking into account the course, and the course is the most important aspect of a rating, in my opinion. And you should rate. If the course is really hard, ratings will be different. Players will shoot differently.
when everybody knows that, like, somebody who's not that great rated shoots really hot, it's like, oh man, like this is going to hurt the ratings a little bit. Or if the top rated player shoots awful, it's like, oh, this is boosting our ratings. Like we're in a good spot. And so correct me if I'm wrong, like the harder the course is traditionally leads to a smaller point variation per stroke.
Yes.
I'm pretty and like what I remember when ratings kind of first came out is like, okay, every 10 points is probably one stroke around. Like I'm 960, you're 970, you're going to average like a stroke better than me per round. But a lot on these harder courses, a stroke or two is or like one stroke is like 5 or 6 points rating points apart
I feel
per
like
round.
8 is a decent average along the whole scheme of things.
Yeah, 8 seems like kind of almost on the high end these days. Yeah, seems to be like 6.5
for a Pro Tour event for sure. It's on the high end.
Yeah, and more of these pros are like traditional golf. You're starting to see tighter packs of people shooting similar.
I think that's
scores.
because the courses are really easy.
Well, these players are really
Yeah.
good.
really good.
They're
though.
really
No,
good.
they are. No, I think
I think it's a combination.
the game needs to get harder. Like it. It's not something like
How did you feel about Belton's idea of making a shit ton of raised baskets to make the course harder?
it's
That was
whatever.
one
It's a
thing.
cheap.
Well, and bringing in wind,
Non-
like I heard they
to
had
me
a lot of
it's-
fans out there.
To me, it's a. To me, it's a non. It's like how do you make the course harder? Oh, elevate the baskets. Like it's just a non.
No,
I mean, it makes it
I don't
harder
disagree with
ish.
you.
It makes it harder ish.
I think it's verging on
Gimmicky.
It's
Yeah.
verging on it, and I think they try to do it in a very tasteful way, but
Sure.
I think having enough property to have the par fours, par fives, and all that include some spot where you've talked about having sand where like the footing is shit.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think having zones where you have to do standstill, you cannot do run up, is maybe a similar kind of handicap you
it's-
could in place into it.
It works well on a par 4, and if you've got, you know, the right terrain to work with. Another one that Belton used is like they call them the Slim Jims when it's a little bit thinner, but you know, Slim Jim versus mozzarella sticks, which I think we all agree that we don't like the look of,
No.
but we love what it actually
Yep.
forces.
Yes, 100%.
And so, I mean,
The look is
the
gross.
easy answer, the easy like theoretical, it's easier said than done type thing is like plant trees. You
Yeah,
know, so
but
you
then
have a bunch
yeah.
more trees in
Then you
the.
have people talking about. So you heard we had Perks on before, and he's talking about wooded courses are easier to putt in.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And I would probably agree with that. You have windows to hit in lines.
Yeah, I think to an extent.
I
you
think
know.
smaller baskets is like the only way to make putting harder.
I agree. That
Yeah, I think we're all relatively in agreement on that one too.
2/3 basket size. I
Mhm.
think you don't have to make it that much
No.
smaller for it to matter.
No, I don't either.
It could still catch great.
Yeah, you just need like a
Yeah.
quarter.
That's where people get turned off is like they think it won't catch
They
as
think-
good.
It's going to catch better.
Yeah.
I agree.
Because all
Good
they
putts.
know
The
is
sweet
marks.
spot's-
All
the
they
sweet
know is
spot's there.
marksman.
Yeah.
Though.
It's still going to be a little bit wide. It's going to be wider and
Yeah.
shorter than a marksman.
Yeah.
Good putts will catch better.
But yeah, it's going to have a sweet spot. Like it's going to be bing, bing, bing,
Yep.
bing, 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 like
it
over
won't
and
have
over
enough
again.
time to have action to do dumb shit, which is the biggest problem in baskets in the sport.
Yeah.
KG course SSA doesn't take into account how like it only purely distance. That's it.
No, it has a factor for woodedness.
Okay, sir, woodedness that doesn't tell you anything.
It's also a word now.
Like if
officially.
there is, does it take into a factor obiness?
I don't know what it does take into factor besides like
Like-
a little bit of woodedness
like,
and weather.
It's yeah. I don't. Nobody's going out there and rating each hole. Like I don't know. I don't really agree with.
I accept this full-time position from the PDGA.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I will go rate all the holes.
Just need a van.
Yep.
I'm gonna need one of those.
Yeah, let's go do it.
And one of those
Start our own.
wind fans so you can go
Yeah.
in each hole and just
For sure. I learned how to do that in the movie Shooter.
He was Marky Mark's stunt double.
Yeah, exactly.
Matt, that's the worst idea I've ever heard.
What'd he
Matt
say?
says
What's
to
that?
keep the same basket size and remove half the chains.
No.
No.
That's just gonna
That's
be
chain
all
outs.
spit outs.
That's spit outs.
He thinks it's gonna solve speed control. And
Ricky
it's
will-
sort of-
I was gonna say
Ricky will murder you.
I love that it does help a little bit the speed control
A
because these pros
little
putt so
Well,
hard.
and we
Yeah,
talked
it's a
about that. Like,
tiny
should
bit
we
of
be
speed
looking
control.
at pace being important?
yeah,
And
I think so.
I think so,
It
but I
does
think
in real
smaller
golf.
baskets does that.
Yeah.
I don't think you can laser at a smaller basket because the
I'm
miss
scared
of
is
missing.
more, the miss is more punishing.
Maybe.
Where the miss on this basket is not as punishing if you laser it. Because
Yeah,
everybody's
see-
making
See,
28
KG
footers.
says SSA is simply the standard scoring average. Woods, open, mountains don't matter. Yeah, the SSA is not a course rating. Like that doesn't matter.
How
That's-
did people play that day?
Yeah, it's how people play that day. That's all that it takes into account.
And I mean, it's a large enough
Which
sample
is-
size. If you get
yeah.
a tournament of 100 people, like it's not bad. And there's probably
No.
50, 60, 70 propagators. And so it's not a terrible sample
It's-
size.
I don't think I now compared to a year ago, I think ratings are much better than I initially thought.
Yeah.
But they're nowhere near close to being perfect.
Yeah,
They
that's
don't-
my question to KG is like, do
they-
you think the rating system is perfect?
Yeah, they don't take into account anything to do with the course. Like
They do.
difficulty.
I think that's an exaggeration of the truth.
I don't know.
I'm curious though. Calling out
I feel like it's-
Statmando,
I don't
fake PDGA, real PDGA.
Good for what it is.
It
All
is.
the
It's good for what it
PDGs.
is. It's
the rating system?
yeah.
You got to
it's-
have
it's fine.
something.
I don't
I think
it's
it works
bad.
really, really, really well over a year.
Yes, because that's a very large sample
Yes.
size of a lot of tournaments of 100 plus people.
Yeah, but
Especially for the
but that's what it
pros.
does for the most part.
no, but
Is a year. It cuts them off after that.
but my argument to myself for that would be if things are bad on a event to event basis, then does a large sample size actually matter if the inputs are bad? If the inputs aren't correct?
Well, they're going to be bad in the low way, bad in the high way. So I think over the long haul it does. But this is again for the pros that are playing 50 events a year.
I think it probably matters to some degree on contracts. You don't think a 1030 rated player is worth more than a 1023 rated player?
Sure, that's a good argument.
But isn't contracts tied more and more around not just necessarily how good you are?
Oh, of
playing,
course, but all these
so
things
many other
matter.
things?
All
Yeah,
these things matter,
do
though.
matter.
Like,
I think
If you're
more and-
someone that's like Calvin and who's not necessarily amazing on the social side,
no, or look, like if you're a wide receiver and you got 950 yards
yeah,
versus 1,020,
yeah,
like that matters. It's
It
like I'm a
does.
1,000-yard, wide receiver.
Yeah.
So
big round numbers. People like them.
Yep.
Whether good or bad.
I love being human.
yeah, that's all I know.
Big old round numbers.
Yeah, I like round numbers too.
Rating system. It'll get there.
Yeah, nothing. KG's right. Nothing's perfect, and it's.
No.
I wouldn't argue it's very good, but
I
I'd say
think-
it's
I think
decent.
the biggest problem with the rating system is that it's decent. And it's not perfect. And I think there is maybe a closer to perfect thing out there, but
Yeah.
because it's good, not many people are willing to go fuck with
It's
it.
the good is the opposite of great argument.
I
or
just
the
feel like
enemy-
I've noticed it
enemy
be
of
a
great.
little more accurate lately.
It might be because there's way more people
Way more
in
good
it.
people, and
Yeah.
it's helping that. Like,
Yeah, you
I
have
don't
a
know, Paul
much
went from-
larger sample size.
A lot of people
what, 10
propagating these days.
Paul
Yeah.
went from like 1045 to 1050 to 1055 to 1060 in a quick span, and now it's. I don't think he's playing any worse, but
I
it's
think
coming.
he's playing worse. Not a lot
I don't
worse,
I'm
but
curious what he would say. About
he's
that.
off to a great start. So we'll
This
see what
year's
his rating
great. Yeah,
is.
this year's great for
But
sure.
like, I don't think he was playing particularly great last year. At the end, he wasn't putting great. He would even say
No.
the
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah, I agree.
He needed that crazy tough challenge or that.
I mean,
crazy
he
tough
putted with it
Luna.
at the end of last year.
I know, and he putted with it like the feel.
USDGC or what?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
USDGC. The feel of the Luna has changed so much from the prototype, super like thick grit,
Yeah, grit.
Yeah.
but still very stiff. And then the first run Luna was like slick and super stiff, and he was putting so good in that first run Luna. And then the stock Lunas came out, which is great, and I think it's probably a better like amateur putting grip and flex. And he's using it, and he just I don't know. Maybe it was the putter, maybe it was a billion other different things that
Yeah.
he could speak to better than us, but. I think him with that crazy tough or that like first run plastic Luna is the best putting style for
He
him.
likes stiff putters.
Yeah, and a little slick. Like
Mhm.
they've
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
been pretty stiff.
I mean,
The stock one was the like
got a
the
little gummy in there,
gummiest,
yeah.
but
part of the reason why those early, or not the early, but the Mick Pros
Yeah.
AVRs broke was because he asked them to be stiffer through the flight plate.
Yep.
And so they had all this tension on the flight plate.
loved that.
They would crack.
Loved that. Putted with
I've
those
seen
for
s-
so long.
I've seen so many break.
Yeah, I only ever broke one in like
Yeah, I
8
was always
years of
waiting
putting
for
with
you
it.
just like, my AVR broke.
I just don't
No.
putt hard enough.
You don't
Yeah,
putt
I was
hard. That's
gonna
true.
say.
Yeah.
He
Well,
doesn't
don't
hit
get
top
aged.
band hard enough.
The chains are friendly, baby.
Yeah.
Yep.
Paul hits pole.
It's Paul fucking
You don't
just
need no chains.
annihilates putts.
His pace is so fucking good too.
Dude, I think of like that 18 down round at D-Glow, and it's like hole 6 or something like that one that goes way to the right.
Mm-hmm.
And like his pace was perfect. I was like a 70-footer or something to save birdie. And it's just like the pace was absolutely perfect the whole way.
It's like the same as it
That-
would be from 25 feet.
Yeah.
That was the toboggan one.
Yes. Yeah.
That 18 down was.
That was
He
nice.
made like 4 putts from like 55.
The putt on
60.
18.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he knew exactly what everyone
Yeah.
in the building, either
Yeah.
outside, but everyone in the building knew exactly what was on
Yeah.
the line there.
Yeah.
And everyone got what they freaking paid for that day. I don't even know if they were charging entry at that point. Like it's standard now to charge
think
for
so.
Pro Tour, but like everyone got their money's worth that day.
Yep.
And that was the Discraft 18 down,
Yep.
and Waco was the Innova 18 down.
I think so.
Give them brand new discs at Memorial, will shoot 1100. Like it's just-
Dude,
Paul,
that
it's
shit
not
was
even fair.
crazy.
It's,
That was wild.
nasty.
yeah, brand new discs.
Brand new disc.
I'm glad he did that.
Me too, dude.
Yeah, Lion.
Alex Lyon. Yeah, discs don't matter.
Yeah, I mean, at least he was throwing like molds he's very familiar with.
Discs matter,
still,
but not like that much.
not when you're 1100
It's
capable.
like one of my biggest arguments for like why Paul's better than Climo. Discs matter, but not that much.
Yeah, that's right. Like Climo never. I wonder if he would have if he was in like this era.
That's what I'm saying. Like, when I jumped up to open, my rating went up like 30 points just by being in open and having that many good people around.
Yeah,
me.
if you
also
want
What does
your-
that have to
play-
do with
I
discs?
think you also
don't know.
play
There's
better around
way
that,
more,
too.
not this, but like his rating, I think.
Oh, we
would
weren't
have
talking
gone
about
up.
rating.
Wow.
No, I was curious if like Climo would have ever jumped sponsorships.
Yeah.
But just side note, if you want your rating get better, do not play AM only tournaments.
no.
True.
Period. Don't do that.
But yeah, I do wonder, like, would Climo have jumped? Say it happened, like, right now is the height of his career, and he's won, like, 4 or 5 in a row. You know what I mean? Like, is he now getting, like, a $2 million a year sponsorship from like a Prodigy or a Discraft? He's with Innova still, you know? Like, is he getting like super competitive offers to jump ship? And like, does he, and how does he do? You know?
Are we
He
talking
does
like
just
this year?
great.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, I
I mean,
think he
Innova's
would-
not.
He does great.
I think he would do
Innova's
just
not
fine.
paying, so he's jumping ship for
It
sure.
would do great.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think that like I've heard enough people say like Paul could throw dinner plates and still win a tournament.
Sure. And I
And-
think Climo probably could too. And
Yeah.
I'm on the Paul side of the argument. But
Yeah.
I think Climo is and was like incredibly talented.
Yes. For sure.
Yeah,
And was able to manipulate discs better than I think most people want to give him credit for.
agreed.
Oh, I think he
his
would be
form would
amazing.
just be completely different if he started playing.
I think he would be
a
really
decade
good,
later.
but like
Mhm.
the whole argument of he only threw slow discs, like who cares? Paul threw
Yeah.
a crazy round with a 3-disc at
The starter set.
starter
Yeah.
set at
Yeah.
frickin' Daylight.
Yeah.
Like I don't.
A better round than I've ever shot.
Yeah,
there.
like these guys. If you put in all DX discs that are nothing faster than a 7-speed and nothing like more overstable than a T-Bird, they're gonna shred.
Yeah.
Like all of them are gonna shred.
Let's just get them all to play with lids right now
That would change things at least initially.
for sure. I don't want to see that either.
No.
I mean,
Ella
I kind of do.
Ella
for like
might
a
be
round.
the best.
Ella.
Yeah,
She might be the best.
one throw.
Andrew Fish,
Yeah,
he'd
Yeah.
kill it.
Brody.
Yeah,
He would probably kill it.
Yeah, people that have thrown lids a lot
Yep.
would kill it.
makes sense. It'd be interesting to see. That would that'd be a decent video, I think, for anybody that's out on tour, like creating content like this, like an Ezra type, to just do a round with like, if you're Ezra, do it with an Ultra Star.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure that's the
Yep.
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Do it with an Ultra Star. Go out there and just chuck it and see how you do at like freaking Jonesboro. You know what I mean?
God.
Like it'd be a waste of a practice round, but I bet it would get some views of like, here I am playing a Pro Tour course with just like 1970s era frisbee.
Do it
Could
at
you
OTB
shoot-
Open.
Could you shoot
You might need 4 of them.
Oh,
under
dude, might.
10
They'll
over?
float.
They'll float though.
Like, would you
No.
shoot? You
No.
don't think so?
The putting would be
Not at
interesting.
Jonesboro, that's for damn sure.
They don't fly far enough.
They don't.
To
And
get
putting
most
with
of
them
these holes.
is
And putting
just
would be hard.
terrible.
Yeah, so
Throwing
let's-
anything right to left,
Ugh.
like
And
and,
it's-
far,
And
right
it's
to left
huge
and far.
to try to fit in the basket.
Yeah, that'd be too hard. But
Nah.
it'd be fun.
We should put out like a short video because no one wants to just see us struggle.
No.
But like go play Oak or something with it and fast forward through the monotony of us struggling and actually see how we would do.
Oak, I feel like we could get a couple
Show
over.
the epic good and the
Couple
epic
over, maybe?
bad.
Couple over,
Yeah.
I would be pretty happy.
I'd
I
be
would
pretty
be
happy with that.
playing for par a lot.
Well,
I think
yeah.
for short
I'm gonna say
tap-ins.
like over under like 3 birdies, 2.5.
Between the group or
No
each
person.
current setup.
Like the
the
best,
current
like the
setup?
best,
Under.
like the best person, like whoever shoots the best,
yeah.
like over under.
Trying to
I don't
2.5.
think anyone's
holes.
getting more than one birdie.
No.
See, I think there's some.
What holes?
I've thrown a lot of
Yeah.
lids before back in
Two?
the day.
I
You
feel
gotta
like it
get
would take
close.
us like 9 holes to even get loose. To like really
What?
feel like
maybe you.
maybe not
You-
9 holes.
You've never
but
thrown a
Enough
lid
of these,
before.
I'm gonna be
I
loose
have,
on
but
10.
like
I've
I
thrown
know I
Jared.
can't throw them well.
I've thrown a shit ton. I can throw them well.
I can throw it all right.
I played ultimate in college when I would quit baseball.
I
Well,
didn't, but it's round.
You
and it
have the
glides,
advantage
so.
then on that.
Like I can
Definitely.
throw a lid far, not like crazy far, but I'm pretty comfortable throwing a frisbee.
55 miles an hour.
61
Headwinds,
lefty, baby.
Yeah, we'll have to figure that out one of these days. Whenever we get free time. We're gonna try that.
Just throw it on hyzer, baby. Hyzer with spin.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Those components. The putting will be
The putting's gonna be the hard
very
part.
interesting.
Tap-ins.
It's more about the upshot, just
Lots
like
of
making sure you're
tap-ins.
underneath it.
Yeah, I think if I don't birdie, it's because I can't putt with it.
From outside of
Yeah.
15.
No, from outside of like 4.
Yeah.
What hole are we getting?
Hole
That
2
close
purple.
on.
2.
Hole
Three.
3 purple.
Yeah.
Hole 4
Hole
the
three.
short purple.
Okay, all right.
I think we're getting
Like they go
I
further than you
think there's some bogeys in there.
Yeah, I think
Sure.
so too. But I didn't say anything about bogeys. I said over under 2.5 birdies.
I think on half of the holes one of
Two
us
and a
is
half.
getting circle's edge at worst.
Yeah, on most of the holes. Yeah.
Half.
Yeah. Half of the
Circle's
holes
I
one
can throw
of
it.
us.
You could throw it 300 feet. Like
Yeah, it would take a little bit for me to get used to it.
Jared be cranking things over on rollers.
No,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
know how to throw a hyzer
That's a
flip, so
play.
just-
It's not
On
a
accident.
hyzer flip really though.
It's like a hyzer pop.
And then
Hyzer pop is maybe right.
It's
Sort
just
of is
glide for
right.
days.
Yeah.
It's just spin and glide for days.
Just-
And we've got low ceilings too. Like we have big oak trees that are hanging. You
And you
can't
just-
really
KG
go
wants
over.
us to
And
do it with this.
Oh yeah, I was just about to shout that out.
Have dead
I'll take
disc
that
fly.
one. That's mine. I
Yeah.
think.
18
that
purple I got. 18 gold I got.
In the shore, yeah.
KG, we'll pay for them. Send us 4 of those in our next order.
Ooh.
Yeah.
They have more of those left?
They did as of like a couple years ago. So I don't know. It's been a lot of COVID since then. I don't
Probably
remember their order
expensive
for 'em.
as fuck right now.
I know they were
They
they
should
were
be.
50 a pop. I remember getting one for trophy. I think at Berserkly best pairs doubles, and like it was the year the Raiders lost the Super Bowl to the Bucks. That was like 02, way back in the
That was a
day.
long time ago.
Rich Gannon
Took that
is,
son of a bitch down though, and we got a couple of them.
Rich
bad
Gannon
boys.
is the quarterback.
Yeah, that's throwback for sure. Yeah, we'll throw those around. Steady Ed would be
We've
stoked.
thrown that one around. We got a lot of jokes with it.
Yep.
We have. There's a ton of chunks into it now, but you know what? That's the way it should be.
Yeah, he was having fun when he was flying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
old boy was flying. That's a good thing. Take 5.
Yeah. Hey,
Pizza.
Kyle, hit the jazz music.
Pizza.
Sweet, sweet jazz.
Welcome back. We are here. We ate a couple pieces of pizza, filled our beers up. Might have
Beer here.
eaten or absorbed some vitamins. When in Rome, and
From all the way over there. Win in Rome.
I did have some pizza.
I had some pizza and some vitamins. So,
I love pizza.
and I refilled my beer.
Definitely got more beer.
Tasty beer. Thank you, Jake. We were down to we have basically we have capabilities for 8 taps, but we usually rock 6.
Yeah, 5 to 6, and right now we're on 5 schedule.
Yeah, we were at 1 yesterday, and it was an Imperial Porter. It
And it was so good.
was a strong
I
dark
didn't-
beer.
So it was one of those times where I was like, I didn't think we had room to order more beer because I thought we only had 1 spot open. I was like, I'll just wait until another one blows. And then like 3 blew in one day, like all in a
Honestly,
row. And
yeah.
I was like, whoa.
It was a testament to how many good beers we had on tap.
I
Yeah.
was just going to say.
It's a good spread. Usually it's one at a time.
It's
Yeah.
true.
It was 3 in one day. And I was like, whoa.
We usually have to, okay, everybody do their part, have this beer to try and
We
kill
normally have a
keg.
beer that just like doesn't fit the season.
Yeah,
I would kind of
sure.
guess.
Yeah.
Like it's hot and we have a porter, or just like something a little too strong.
Yeah, or we'll have like a
Yeah.
Pilsner or a blonde, which
Yeah, we
isn't
don't
any of our
love-
favorites.
Yeah, with Baker Lit, it'll be on there for a little bit.
I do love. I don't know if we've ever talked about this on the podcast, but if you mess up, you have to drink that beer that we're trying to get rid of. It's like, oh, you owe us a porter.
Jer's owing us a lot of porters recently.
I wanted to talk about our punishment beer.
yeah, and so that is it. It's like, oh, you owe us a stout, whatever it might be.
Porter. Jer, as someone who's drinking more porters than anybody in the shop.
Attaboy,
Not,
Jer.
not
Let's not
purposely.
put it like that.
Not, Jer, not purposefully.
Lately, I'm drinking a lot of stouts, and they're not good. I'm not a
And-
stout person.
No. I mean, you're a little stout, but
Good one.
and it's usually, I mean, we'll call you out on everything though, and you take it
And I
very
take
well.
it, and I want it.
You do want it.
Jer takes
I don't like messing up.
Jer
so when
takes
I do,
shit
I
talk
wanna know.
like a
He
Stocktonian.
really does.
Jer's
Well,
been
we love
Jer's-
Jer for it.
If
People
you
who
can't
talk
take
shit
shit,
to-
you can't talk shit. And
Exactly.
if you can't
Amen.
talk shit, you probably can't take shit.
Yeah,
Mostly.
mostly.
I
at
think there's
least.
some people who talk too much shit who cannot take shit at all.
Yeah, that happens.
Oh yeah, we've been there. Yeah.
You got to be ready. You gotta be able to eat that humble pie.
Yes.
Period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Period.
Gotta stay humble.
And you got to be able to drink that dark beer.
Yeah.
No, it takes me a bit, but I get it down.
I think he gets excited. He walks in and just expects it now.
And so it's like,
That sounds terrible.
what did I fuck up this?
I mean, it's usually very small details that like don't really matter and don't end up having an impact,
Yeah.
but we're still going.
Stanley wants to know who drank the punishment beer for the $1.99 buzz.
Oh,
I did.
Danny special.
I did. I drank my porter yesterday. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I loaded a disc, and what it is for sure is on my keypad. I'll punch in whatever number it is. I'll punch it in like real quick. It's like 16.99, and for the past like couple months, every like 10 discs or something, it won't catch that second digit before the decimal.
You need a new keyboard.
And so I'll catch it pretty much every time. But it was definitely real loud in the shop last Friday. We were having a good time.
Yeah.
And yeah, I didn't catch it. So whoever got the $1.99 buzz, you're welcome. And
That guy was
from my joy and my enjoyment on Friday to your doorstep.
yeah.
I'm glad it worked out that way. I have no regrets at all.
I'm really glad that when we fuck up like that and people post it,
I'm so glad they posted it.
it makes it so much better because like we're like we get a chance to like be a little funny,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but get a chance to own it and be real, like
Yeah.
relate to people.
Well, it's like every time you mess up or like, you in the ambiguous, anytime we mess up, it's either a chance to flex our customer service muscles, where it's like people are going to mess up. It's how you react after. Like on the course too, everybody's going to have bad shots. It's how you react after.
Fold my frisbee in half.
Yeah, either like personality wise and getting pissed off and, hurting the group, or how you come back like play wise and do you birdie the next one?
I do both.
Yeah. I've definitely done both.
Ben in your frisbee in half. That's quiet.
That was great.
And it's real personal. I mean, like you're not necessarily affecting anybody else with that.
No, I'm going to start doing it more often.
When it's usually not the same frisbee, and it's rarely
No,
the
it was
frisbee
my harp.
in general.
It was my harp, and then it flew amazing afterwards.
Way
so Thank you, Harp. It's more stable now. Bend it upwards. If you guys are smart, bend it upwards. Don't bend it downwards.
I don't know.
It's
if
beefier.
That's
It gets beefier. It
better
bends
or
the wing up.
worse. Yeah.
It's like the aerobies. You could bend it a little, or like the epic.
The
Also
Epic.
aerobie.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I've been seeing.
Flashbacks.
Apparently, that's illegal to do.
To bend it?
To bend it.
Oh yeah, I've
What
been
manipulate?
saying that. I've been saying that about the Matt Bell ball shot
Yeah.
the whole time.
Yeah.
You're not
Apparently
allowed to
that's-
manipulate a disc. That's like in the rules.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
where's the gray line on that? Speaking of devil's advocate and how much I love it.
You're
Like,
like
when
literally
you're
folding
really-
it in half.
No, I agree. But like, where do you draw the line? Because some
Oh, you
people,
don't.
Some people
they
like
rip
gummy
into
dish
shit,
and it just their thumbprint like
warm
indent.
the shit out of it. in the
There's a
grip.
KJ picture of a disc, and it looks like it's bent in half.
Yeah. So
It's like
where do you
holding
draw the line on that?
If you grip it hard and it just bends, that's on the. I mean, gummy discs are gonna bend,
Maybe he's just gripping it real hard on the blowfly and he chucks
but
it.
he's obviously not.
But he puts it into a ball to where it doesn't
and he
really
tucks
open.
and he tucks it in.
What? Yeah. I
Like-
mean,
Just fold up like this is my grip.
Oh, we got Jono in the house.
ooh, what's up, Jono?
Yeah, I wouldn't even be that surprised if he was actually in the house.
Russ
too.
Adkins.
Yeah. Jono?
We got Russ in the house too.
Hey, Russ.
These are all the friends we just played the weekly with.
I know.
TJ Lewisdale. I don't know. That name sounds really familiar, but I don't know him.
I haven't got to play
Big
around
fan.
with Russ in a long time. That was a
Russ
lot of
is fun, dude. Russ is
He's
good
a good
time,
cat.
old school windjammer, man.
Yep.
He's a
Yeah,
good
dude.
time.
One of
You
my
might just
earliest
talk
him back
shit.
playing
One of my
again.
earliest weekly rounds was with Russ, and I loved it. It was windy as shit.
Yeah.
He talks. more
Talk
shit
about
than
someone
a
who
lot.
can talk shit
He
and
talks
takes
shit.
the
He
shit
takes the
talk.
shit also.
Man, he's legit.
You could be getting actually mad at him and he wouldn't know. He's
Yeah.
just like,
He
he's
would
just like,
give a
okay,
fuck.
whatever.
And he could be actually mad at you, and you wouldn't know.
I think he would know and love
Yeah, I
it.
think you
Yeah.
would know.
I think he enjoys it,
Yeah.
and I love that.
Yeah.
Definitely talk some shit on his shot, on the upshot on hole one, because it was awful.
Oh, it was terrible.
Like, I feel like if I was Russ, I would have something great to say about that terrible shot. Yeah, a little bit
peeps.
windy at the weekly today. Not too bad.
Yeah.
We're definitely known
it
for
was fine.
wind. Local clubs, the Windjammers. And it was just a touch of wind. These two guys getting paired up. That was
Should
that
be
was
a
the team
win.
to be. That should have easily
Oh,
been a
that's-
dub.
that's
If I
a
get
win
paired
all
up with
day.
anybody at this table, I'm like, yep,
Yeah.
we are
It's a win
winning.
all day.
It's
and,
on.
and we started out winning the round 100%.
Yeah.
And like nobody was like Jared was probably carrying me for the
I'd
first
say
six
till we
or
got to
seven
hole
holes.
9. We took pretty
then
much
we
all of
traded
my
off.
drives,
Yep.
except for maybe one, but
Yep. And I made those 20 footers, which
he was knocking them down.
I was hitting putts.
I was not.
But
Then you started missing putts, huh, Sammy?
no, I
We
wasn't
just- we
missing
didn't have
putts. We
great
just
drives.
weren't putting it next to the hole
Yeah.
late, which is a problem.
Yeah, we were 2 down through 6, and I think we had just missed, like, I don't know, an 80-foot birdie putt on that 6th hole. And I go, well, there's probably 12 groups, and I think we're in 10th place now. And we were barely beating Kenny, and he goes, well, then I guess I'm in 11. And yeah, we fought back. I think we only parred 2 more holes in the last 13 of them.
Danny and Nant tied Jer and Sammy.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're better than them.
Team
It's not a big deal.
OTB.
I
OTB
mean,
workers. What do we call ourselves?
Employees.
OTB.
We're,
OTB crew.
OTB
disc golf,
crew.
OTB disc golf professionals.
It's the Brady bunch. This
But
is the useless bunch.
We-
Yeah, they
Dude,
tied.
Not
paid.
professional disc golfers.
Just
We
professionals.
got paid. Bullshit.
Yeah,
It's
well, I mean-
professional.
Yeah, that's how it works, right? I don't
No,
know.
I'll
They
take
get
it.
I
taxed.
saw a big old sigh.
I'm
right
an
there.
amateur.
Take
Sure.
a page
I'm not
out of the
getting
Sean
taxed.
Jack book. We're not
That's
professional
where,
disc golfers. We're disc golf professionals.
That's where I got that, and I like it.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with it.
We work in disc golf. There's no getting around that.
This is true.
Yeah.
But professional disc golfers, no, we watch them.
You can't tell people. You can't tell people when they ask what you do. I work in disc golf.
I sell
They don't usually
Frisbees.
take it that well. You know,
Dude,
you got
people-
yeah.
I just tell people I work at a disc golf store, and everyone's like, "What?"
Yeah.
And I'm
I
like,
just tell people we run an e-commerce warehouse.
"That's what I." That's what I say.
That's
if
a
like,
legit answer.
yeah.
I
yeah,
love
if I'm
telling-
like scared at all, I'm like, "Yeah, I run e-commerce."
No,
store."
if it's like if it's our neighbors, it's like, what do you do? It's like run an e-commerce website. We have
Yeah.
a warehouse in Stockton. Oh, what do you sell?
Frisbees.
Yeah, fucking plastic flying discs, bud.
Yeah.
We sell a decent amount.
Freaking Frisbees.
I love saying that I sell Frisbees on the internet because it just like,
Yeah, that's
Get
what
some
that's what I
confusion.
say as I sell Frisbees on the internet.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, what?
that's my favorite.
I can only
I
imagine
just
like
leave it there.
just like, oh man, just like, oh bless his heart.
Exactly.
You guys probably aren't hiring.
And then when I tell them, and then when I say I even have insurance. They're like, wait, what? Like you sell Frisbees on the internet and you have insurance?
Like that's my only job.
Yeah. Or the people that walk in the shop and have no idea. They're just like window shoppers. And I
what
love
is
when they leave too. And I know every single one of them is thinking, they're not going to make it.
Yeah, one of my
All of a
favorite
sudden, we're
things is
getting
when
bigger.
people will walk in and I can usually tell when they have no fucking clue what we're doing. And I'll just be like, welcome to our Frisbee shop. Just to kind of implant, like, we're not that thrift store that used to be here.
Yeah, because that was
And
definitely.
also, let me kind of give you an idea of what we're doing. Because if I say disc golf shop, you're still going to be confused.
Yeah, there's a follow up.
Not to say that they're not confused after I say Frisbee shop.
Hey,
Just less
but still,
confused.
hey,
less confused.
everyone's gonna know what Frisbee golf is now, though.
Exactly.
Cher tweeted about it.
Yep.
So
Oh, thank you, Cher.
thank you, Cher.
That reached such a different demographic.
Dude, I
Then-
caught that tweet like almost as it happened because I just search disc golf sometimes. I'll just go on the internet and type in disc golf.
Yeah.
Nerd.
Yeah, I am a nerd. And I did that and I saw it and I just started scrolling through like the who responded before I did anything. Just
Yeah.
who responded.
Yeah.
And I was going through
The
and
boomers.
not that many disc golfers had responded yet. There's some for sure. Dude, so many people are like, "What is this? Like, do I need to know about this?"
Yeah.
Like,
That
I mean, first of all,
45
yes.
to 70
Yes.
demographic.
Yeah.
Yeah, such a different demographic than like Brody.
Yeah.
Do we know why
Coming
that
in.
happened?
no, but dude, that dyed disc was sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing
I gotta
was
shout
fun.
out
Was
the
it
guy who
dye
did
or
it.
like a full foil?
I'm pretty sure it was a dye.
It was a first name and last name was the
Yeah,
remember, yeah.
He commented underneath it. It was like, I really love that you shared this, but I wish you would have shared my name.
I mean, I
Something-
know exactly why Cher posted that.
It's disc golf, baby. Phil Lewis.
It's the best sport in the world.
Well spoken. Sir.
Phil
Thank you.
Lewis art.
That thing was beautiful. I still think the best dye
I'll
artist,
put a picture up on the post.
best dye artist I've seen right now is that Caden Leach kid in Maine disc art.
Yeah.
Like just the foresight and the planning to know that the pattern that you're putting down when spun at the right rate is gonna pull in like that phenakistoscope style
Yeah.
is nuts.
And then so you see it in person and you see it in the video and it looks great. And then when you get them in person, you look at the lines and how clean, like they're so crisp. Like there's not bleeding. Like it's sure that will happen over time. It'll bleed, but like right now, there's no bleeding there. It's like a crisp line on everything.
Yeah.
Each color is contained within where it needs to be. It's really impressive.
There's some great dye artists. We've been lucky to feature like a dozen really, really good artists, you know, like a Tim Perkins and a Daddy Mac. Like we've had some great artists on here. This, I don't know, man, just took it to a different level for me.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Ash, like we've had Brainwave, you know, on the site.
Well, and it's just a different look at the art. I think there's a lot of really organic dyes that are really nice, which is like Throw-Joes and Daddy Mac, and then there's some stencil work people, and then there's some spin dye art people. Like it's really cool to see that industry blow up
And
on that side of the
dude,
sport.
COVID made it really blow up.
Did.
True.
People
White
stuck at
discs are hard
home.
to find, man.
They
Yeah.
are.
Those blank canvas discs from DD is great. And
Yeah.
they're the first ones now that in like the last 2 months, I think, on the order form, it'll have like an option besides just the blank canvas discs that you can order like white Opto Pures and like white VIP warships. And like very specifically, you can order just straight up white discs, which if I was ever manufacturing discs, I would pump out like maybe 25% white besides just being like a popular color to throw. Like it's the canvas for all dye artists. They want light colored discs or white preferably. Like I would pump out so much white compared to any other disc color.
Yeah.
They're selling the ugly colors though.
Yeah, I
That's what I'm
mean,
saying.
inevitably you're gonna have some of those.
That's just from like color blend though, right? You're transitioning to another color. Obviously, you're gonna get that yellow, green, or like.
Well, to talk to like I don't know how much you can
brown.
share, but like Trash Panda.
Oh yeah, so I can share that. I think he did a video about it loosely. Sorry, Jesse, if I'm not allowed to share this, but I'm gonna share it.
Do it.
So he's not doing it out of his garage anymore. So when he was doing it out of his garage, he was pumping out these crazy swirls. Greggy Biscuits is in the chat, by the way. So
Yo,
hi,
Greg.
Greggy Biscuits.
We miss you.
He was pumping out crazy swirls out of his garage. So now he's with like a actual plastic producer, and they're using not recycled water bottles. All the hard plastic, so like pill cases, lids of certain things, like hard PP polypropylene plastic.
Mhm.
PP.
They're made out of that, and the place they're using is used to making plastic that looks all the exact same.
Yeah,
They want it uniform, perfect, like as good as can be. Oh, he's got it in his pocket, baby.
Oh,
That's one of the swirly ones where it's in between colors.
we didn't get
technically,
many of those.
But the same company,
same company.
but they're switching colors. Yeah, but the rest like it's peaches or it was blueberries and cream
and peaches and cream.
peaches and cream, and so
Yeah.
it's like it's kind of this like light pinkish and a light bluish, and they are all the same. Like they're
Yeah.
good at what they do.
Yeah, there's slightly like there's a little minor discrepancies. Like if you
Sure.
look at a stack, there's like a couple that are a little bit darker and a couple that are a little bit lighter, but it's not that.
But not swirly.
Not
No.
swirly.
And to that point, like
So, but he was telling me that there's this rod. I think he called it a rod screw, or something like that. It's
tell him
basically.
he's got to watch his language.
I can't remember what
This
it's
is a
called.
family
some
program.
sort of word before a screw, but it's like a piece that goes in. This is I pictured this at least, but it mixes the plastic,
Yeah.
and the way they have it now, it mixes the plastic perfectly. And he's got to buy a different one.
To fuck it up.
It's expensive, but to fuck it up to make the swirls.
Yeah.
Love it.
So,
Love fucking shit up on
dude,
purpose.
shout out to Jesse at Trash Panda. That guy's changing the world.
Yeah.
Not the world, but he's changing disc golf.
I watch his videos, man. They're super fun.
Dude,
I like
he's-
'em a
he's
lot.
super
He-
cool.
He has his own style, and it's
Yeah.
like it works
Mhm.
for him. I think.
No, he's definitely has that like YouTube video content creator like feel to it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like I'm gonna sit right in front of this camera and like tell you
Yep.
what the video is about to be, and does great with the edits back
Yeah.
and forth, stuff
Mhm.
like that. And then obviously a great cause with just trying to limit the like mass plastic production that
Yep.
our whole sport is essentially centered around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like him.
We're going to have him on in April sometime.
Excited about
Nice.
that.
And
Yep.
I hope he's coming to OTB Open. I know that's been
I
kind
know
of
he
loosely
wants
discussed.
to. He wants to for sure, but there's there's some shenanigans. He's in
Life
Colorado
stuff.
now,
Yeah.
so
That's
Getting him and like a
that's-
Robbie C or something out here would be
Would be
very
sick.
cool. Yeah.
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 Just like content creators that are
Yeah.
getting more and
Speaking
more
of
well
that, let's talk about that tomorrow. Getting Robbie C out here. Shout out to Robbie C too. Those
Yeah.
Al pigs
Yeah.
sell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Robbie C's got some good content out there.
Yep.
If you're not following him, go subscribe to his YouTube
Yeah.
channel. 'Cause
That was
he
half
puts
a
out
porter
really
that Jared
fun-
almost had to drink.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
I mean,
earned.
It was.
I still
Jared-
drank it.
Jared like sort of messed up, but not really. Like nobody really told him, so it wasn't exactly his fault.
He sold discs
He sold and they sold really well.
very well.
Good for you, man. You know.
Yeah. It wasn't a true mistake. It was just kind of a mistake.
It was not a purposeful.
It's one of those things that if you
Thing.
worked in the shop, we would have told you.
Yeah.
But
That's true.
you went and had a baby and shit. And
Yeah.
hey, shout out
Hey,
you.
it's
Shout
a
out
great
Thundy.
baby.
Baby
Shout out
Thundy.
Great baby.
Thundy's
Shout out-
way
Great
cooler
baby.
than you.
Thundy is
so.
an amazing child.
Yes.
Damn,
I
my
love my
beer's
baby.
sticking to my coaster now.
Yeah.
Just lick it.
Nope. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna not use it.
Lick it. All right.
What superstitions, if anything, do you guys have during a round?
Oh.
Beer putts.
Your putts do go in.
Yes, I have seen that magic work.
You can't use them too
firsthand.
much though. That's it.
It
That's
has
my
to be-
rule.
I mean,
Yeah.
like I
Special.
Beer putts go in, but you can't use it too much.
like
feel
my
like-
my bag's always the same. Like I always have this
Is that a
in the same.
superstition?
I
though?
don't
The
know.
order?
like-
I don't see.
that's-
I don't think that's superstition as much as it is like knowing where your discs are. And
Yeah,
like
that's
Yeah.
more. I think
feel
OCD.
like just to reach for them and be like, oh, my disc is there. I know where it's at.
It's a very.
I don't. It's an extra like removing of a step.
It's
Yeah.
a slight amount of OCD. I don't think it's a like enough to be like that's OCD.
I think there's a decent like center of the Venn diagram of OCD and superstitious though too. And so I don't think that qualifies, but
Okay.
like there is a decent, I
Yeah.
think, overlap.
But like if my disc is not in the right spot in my bag, I don't think it's gonna make my next shot worse.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I just prefer it in that order.
Yeah, that's
because
how I
the
feel
order
too.
it's in.
Yeah, I
Right.
like them in an order, but
I think
It's like a mental-
superstition has to do with like my
Like,
shot is
yeah.
gonna be good
when I was
because of this.
when I was a child, I did all sorts of weird things. Playing baseball, especially, superstitions are built into that game, and I'd be
Yeah.
like, I would do something and get a hit, and be like, oh, I gotta do that same. Or like one,
Yeah.
I remember one time I was in my 18. I was my championship game or championship series of states my sophomore year at Delta, and I was still like sort of superstitious because baseball. And I ate this terrible ass breakfast, like awful, like a monster and donuts, and like just balled, like 4 for 4, 3 RBIs, threw 2 dudes out of second, and I was
Yeah.
like, all
We're
right,
doing that
tomorrow,
again.
that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm
Doing
doing
that again.
so
Like,
I,
no reason,
Yeah.
like I don't know why, just like I'm eating that tomorrow. That's what I'm doing tomorrow.
I still drink a 5-hour energy drink before every round of disc golf now at a tournament because of that same kind of thing. I'm like, keeps me aware, keeps me awake. That must be a thing now. Like I'm
yeah,
just
it's your
gonna
half
do
a
it.
Adderall.
It's my half a Adderall.
Half a Adderall.
It's not false.
I think
it's my
there's-
cheat code.
I think some superstitions are just like purely in baseball, not stepping on the line is a thing people do.
Speaking of that, stepping on the tee pad before it's necessarily your
Oh,
turn.
I will step on it all day
I
long.
do too. I do too. But I have heard. I saw some thread, and I was going through the comments because there was a similar like question that I saw posted online, and a lot of people were like, "Yeah, stepping on the tee pad. Like I step around it, I go around it, kind of thing." I'm just like, I've never thought of that. I will invade the tee
Yeah.
pad.
Yeah.
And try
It's
and get
flat
my look at
concrete.
it.
What do you mean?
Well,
I
yeah,
almost-
Or
like,
most
like
of the time.
before it's your turn kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Oh,
After
I'm
someone
like,
throws, I'm like, I've almost like ran into people as they're walking away because I'm walking up. To
Totally.
the
I'm
tee pad.
pretty quick, and
I'm pretty
like,
quick.
I'm
Totally.
like that.
I'm
But
not
like-
quick to throw necessarily, but I'm quick to like approach the line because
Yeah.
I want to throw.
If there's a backup on the hole,
throw so
though,
bad.
I think that's kind of what they're talking about. Like back up on the hole, don't touch the tee pad.
Oh,
I'll be on the
what?
tee pad all day, like kind
Staring
of
at-
gauging out my line. Be like,
I'll
okay,
stand on the
yeah,
tee
blah, blah,
pad and
blah.
turn around and talk to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if it's not my turn.
Apparently, that's a thing, though. Like
That's
I've seen
weird.
enough people talk about it to where
Not in
that's
California.
a legit thing.
I won't step on it after I've thrown. Like if I'm first on the pad, and then I'll go on the pad and throw because I follow the rules, and then I'll watch everyone else throw again, just following rules. At this point, just sheep. And then after, like as we're walking to the hole, I will go around it. Like it's not mine anymore. I'm not.
This
gonna
guy's
fuck
got
it
my
up.
favorite: smelling salts and 2 buzz balls before a tournament round.
Oh, I know who that is.
Ryan Pilcher.
Oh, okay. I was thinking it was one of the disc golf podcast guys.
Oh yeah.
'Cause that's definitely our warm up, or their warm up that I definitely.
So I
went into.
follow what the hell's his name? The JUCO Bandit is his. He's a baseball
That's a good handle.
catcher. JUCO Bandit. He played minor league baseball, and he's like all about throwing hard, lifting weights, and hitting tanks.
Love it.
Yeah.
Like it's all
Gym
he cares
tanning
about.
laundry, just
Yeah.
hitting
Yeah.
the big three.
And he goes to like these JC balls and or JC schools and like goes and like hits with them and stuff. And he's all about the smelling salts. He'll be like sniffing smelling salts, and so now he's trying to throw and or hit things. Oh, we got to get a disc in his hand. He's be trying to throw or hit things as hard as he can. So he has pocket radar too.
Okay, yeah, let's go.
And
Yeah.
he'd be like hitting tennis, like he'd be hitting against a dude serving tennis racket balls at him, and he's trying to hit him.
That's great.
He's trying to throw things hella hard, like weights and stuff. Like he'll like run and throw them and see how hard he can throw them. He's great. It's awesome.
Dude, that's a profession in 2022.
Yeah.
Like you make good content around something stupid like that, like
He-
it will get views.
Oh, and it's like the best. Like he goes, like he'll like plan up at a college and go to Arizona State with a net. Like how hard can you throw?
Smelling salts are another fucking beast. I've never experienced it, but every video I've seen makes me go, I want that in my life.
Just once.
I just
And it was
wanna
right
try
before
it.
Disc Golf Podcast.
Yeah.
I wanna do
Yeah.
it again.
Yes.
Yeah. It was like buzz balls and it's like smelling salts. Like this is what we do. And I'm like, it's
right.
weird. We're kind of like in a garage right now and whatever. I'm going to do these drugs with you guys. And like, it's certainly not that, but yeah, that was interesting.
I mean, it makes you feel different. I think it's probably some sort of a drug.
Well,
Sure.
I feel like it's like an overdose of caffeine in a sense. That's just an immediate fucking high of adrenaline.
Dude, I used to take caffeine pills when I play baseball.
Oh yeah,
Those are great.
I imagine those work well.
Yes. Yes.
Well, like
Very
the,
well.
like the pre-workout 10 years ago. That shit.
Oh, the pre-workout is probably the same now.
Yeah.
The stuff I take, if I do a full scoop, I get itchy and like
I've never messed around with that.
I haven't, but my older brother did a lot.
it makes
Makes
it.
sense.
I don't know if
Yeah.
I could work out without it now.
I've never done it. I work out a decent amount, and I've never
Only
done
weights.
pre-workout. Sure,
Not like
cardio or nothing.
Cardio or
No,
nothing.
but like just
but like
Just
weights.
do some
bulky building
intense,
weights. Yeah.
heavy.
It gets me
lift.
like I don't know. Like I feel like I could just like feel it, and I'm like, yeah, it's time.
Yeah,
Like,
I kind of want to try that.
I like stretch as it's like hitting me. I like stretch
Pre-workout?
and-
I don't know. I
It's
like
I got
working out. I've
some-
never done the pre-workout. Never done the post-workout. Never done the mid-workout.
The closest thing to pre-workout I've ever done is chug
Coke?
2
No.
red line. I mean,
Ryan learned
Yeah,
it from Joe and Robin.
but
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. Like the 2 buzz balls and smelling salts. Like I know exactly where that.
but a red line back in the day before they redid it.
remember
Oh,
that.
dude, red line was you had to be.
that
You had to
shit.
show your ID, right?
Yeah,
You had to show your ID to get
18
it.
plus.
Yeah.
And
That was
I
high school
remember,
for
I
us.
remember, I remember getting off the bus to go to Disneyland for the senior trip in high school. I
Oh,
drank
shout
2
out the
of
senior
them
trip.
straight off, and I
Two of
remember
them, Jesus.
pushing my friend in a
like
wheelchair
Four Lokos.
and like kind of jumping behind the wheelchair because I was just so.
You
fucking
ready, bud?
wired.
We're moving.
I was super ready. My heart was just pumping. And I remember 4 or 5 hours later crashing hard and falling asleep on a bench in Disneyland. Just like crashed
Like, bro,
out.
that wasn't a bench. That was Space Mountain.
Yeah, no shit. But that's maybe the closest thing I've come to that kind of feeling of I took something that made me just feel like I need to fucking go.
Pre-workout doesn't have the crash, for sure.
That sounds great.
It's like to me, legitimately. Once I start to feel itchy, which is probably not a good thing.
Doesn't
I'm probably,
sound great.
Yeah.
I'm probably allergic to something in there. Once I start to feel itchy, I know it's like, all right, is it working? And then I start working out, and I for sure get like, you get the pump when you work out.
Yep.
You get the pump when you take pre-workout.
I wonder if too, it's almost like just to like get off your ass feeling of like I'm a little itchy. I need to do something. Like I
yeah.
took this clearly with the intention of working out,
Yeah.
and now I cannot sit still.
Right.
So it's time to go do the damn thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit of that.
I wonder how much like it has to be prevalent, and it's not something that's talked about at all. But like, how much Adderall is used like on tour? Like it's in professional sports, clearly.
I think it has to be used. It's the perfect sport for it.
It is.
Focus.
It
Yeah,
is.
it's baseball, it's disc golf, golf. Like, it's grueling, mentally tough sports, which is what disc golf is.
I have heard that it is.
Prevalent.
And I don't even care.
I don't know how prevalent, but like I know, like you're gonna take any edge you can get. Like me and my fucking 5-hour energy drink. That's not
Yeah, and I
necessarily anything special, but it's something to where like I can now at least and maybe even placebo type, but I can now focus. But like taking Adderall is going to make you focus.
What would get more pushback, testing for that or testing for weed?
Adderall.
Weed.
I mean weed. Unfortunately, you're probably right, but I think Adderall is a more
Performance enhancing drug.
Perform-
yeah. Oh, I agree.
performance
I think
It's just
thing.
maybe less used, like than I think it's probably a
Maybe.
pretty high percentage of
people would be
curious.
much more vocal on both sides about weed.
potentially.
Unfortunately.
I'd be curious, like honestly,
Weed should never be tested. I hope they don't ever test for weed in disc
like
golf.
blind testing, like you don't give anybody any advance notice, and you
Like-
just test for Adderall. Like I wonder what percentage of like touring players test. I
Do
don't know
one
if
of
it's
the-
naive to think that it's like relatively low.
Do one of those tests like they did in baseball, and they tested everyone for steroids, but it didn't matter. Like,
Yeah, there's no penalty.
there's no penalty.
We're just getting
We're just
data.
gonna yeah.
I wonder.
I think if you didn't attach people's names to that, they would do it honestly.
Sure, yeah, and that'd be trippy. I don't know.
I don't know, because like then
Greggy
like,
Biscuits says Cafe Bustelo and Whippets. Cafe, dude, Cafe Bustelo though. Hey, shout out Cafe Bustelo. I got it. I bought it on accident. It's coffee. It's from Colombia. Shit, strongest coffee I've ever had in my life.
No shit.
I'll bring it in. I'll bring it in. We'll drink some tomorrow.
I'm super down. I love.
We'll drink
me
it some
coffee.
tomorrow. It's very strong coffee. It comes in like an old school can.
Your boy's yachting box.
Blue in the back.
Yeah, no shit.
Got double diggies today, Jared, but I did cheat with like a lot of twins.
Oh my god, so many
I
boxes.
got 9
Yeah. I think I had 9 boxes of just like twins with
and
agents.
had to feed a baby twice. So I mean,
Hey,
Yeah,
we're
it fed no
live.
babies.
Hey,
It fed no babies.
We don't need
hey, we're
excuses, we
live.
need
That's what I did
results.
today. I made sure that we could do this and not fuck up.
Well,
We still fucked
Sorry.
up, sort of. We were late, but that's all.
Barely.
I mean, that's normal.
Hey, can we shout out to Kyle on the 1s and 2s real quick?
Thank you, Kyle.
Kyle.
We don't have a video or a mic yet for him.
We
I
need
almost
it.
Did it. We
He
need it
keeps
bad.
Saying no,
Yeah.
but
Stanley laying the groundwork.
Stanley laying the groundwork. Kyle finishing it up,
Kyle holding it down.
holding it down, not
Yeah.
finishing it up.
Kyle
but-
with the weather for those who've been with us for a little bit.
yeah, we need to get back on that too.
Yeah.
I mean, things got hard.
We
You
did.
you had a baby.
I did.
Like things changed a little bit.
I did.
It's
we
all right.
get busy.
though.
We ebb and flow, man. Like it's
Yeah.
tough. It feels weird to pull off of like normal duties at say like 3 o'clock when everybody else is still grinding too.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And we have piles of like Jared and I, we got piles of stuff to get through as far as stuff that's offline that needs to go online. And it's a
Yeah.
process. It's slower than literally everyone else in this industry because of the detail that we put in there, flatness, stiffness, you know, like scaled weight, all of that. Like it takes a while. And so we have that backstock and it gets tough to go through.
Hey, Kyle.
But I want Kyle with the weather.
I know you saw that.
100%.
Kyle, I know you saw that. Can we get Ryan Pilcher? Can we get a Kyle with the weather update tonight?
Hell yes!
Get in here right now.
Let's
Kyle.
go!
Get in here, Kyle.
let's go.
That's what I was getting
You
at. I
have
was
to.
like, I miss Kyle with the weather. He
I
was
do
so
too.
good
He's
at that.
so good at it.
We'll
and
talk
it's-
him up to it.
We'll
We're-
talk him up to it. We'll take
to
another
get him to
break
do
in
it
a
on
second.
command is
And personally,
be fun.
I think Kyle with the information in general is good. I think Kyle's got good intel. on
Kyle
most
with the
things.
info.
Dude, I'm pretty excited for Kyle's stamp he's working on right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
What's that?
Easy.
Little easy
Little
action,
Ezra.
Ezra action.
there you go. Yeah.
He's been working on it for a minute, and it's just like coming together. Like started as one idea and it's kind of morphed into this other thing, and
nice.
We're going intergalactic.
intergalactic,
Oh,
astronautical.
that's an easy win. Oh shit.
Oh,
Oh shit.
oh.
So we'll have Kyle close us. I think we'll wind it down. Kyle Kuhn, you come in here and give us some weather.
Give us a good old Kyle
you
with
were
the
about
weather.
To take off your headphones. Let's go.
He's coming in. Hey,
Let's
everybody, thank you
go.
for tuning in. Episode 100. We made it.
We did it.
100. Man, it's been a while since we mentioned the 100.
It's true.
We should have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100.
100 of them.
100.
Fucking hundo. I'm glad to be a part of any of it. You guys have
Absolutely.
been fucking killing it. Aaron and Danny just
Coming up
fucking
on that.
grinding.
We've been spewing misinformation on microphones for a long time.
grinding.
Don't trust anything I say.
No, we're idiots, clearly. Like, you guys knew this. You knew it when you clicked on it. You sure as shit knew it when you clicked away from it like 25 minutes ago. This is who we are. Either accept us or move on. It's not a big deal.
Please don't move on. We love you.
All right.
Kyle.
Kyle's coming in. Thank
Come
you,
on,
everybody.
Kyle. We love you all.
We had a few discs. I was going to talk about this one that Infinite did. That's cool. Local plastic injection molding company.
Love the stamp.
Great partnership.
Plastic feels interesting.
The Berg, tried this today. Everybody talks about it.
It's a
Solid
Berg.
disc for sure. The yarn, that'll crash our website.
That will.
I don't know when it's going to drop,
How
but
many do we have? Like
chat can blow
12?
up. Yeah, not very many. You play. Shout out Zoe Andike and
The shitty
this that's
dart.
coming out.
Great feeling disc.
And then these that,
Oh, that pop top.
and they're a little bit understable, and that's all right though.
They are.
Bombers.
Ooh, this is a warm seat. I got on here.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, Aaron.
He's hot.
Got hot seat. Just like the weather. Hot. Just like Aaron's seat. Stockton, actually, today was pretty nice.
It was
Little wind. 80 degrees.
80 plus.
I was sweating. I gave, was it Derlu a hug, and he was sweaty. I shouldn't have done that. That was all bad. But yeah, I don't know what I'm supposed to talk about besides the weather, but here you go. Danny's trying to hype me up over there.
Let's go.
All right. Well, I'm gonna end it there. Sam, what do you got?
I got nothing but the best here for this 100th episode.
Yeah,
I
100.
think we did a fucking dandy job over here.
100.
Ooh, the jazz
100.
music. Take
Fucking
us out.
handy.
Thank you for joining us.
Later, bros.
See you at
And
101.
gals. 101 is next.